Hey guys, how's it going? So I get the question all the time, how the heck do you record your mobile stuff? Well, today we're going to go over it. It doesn't matter if it's an Android or an Apple device, it's very similar and we're going to show you guys how to do it. So first off, I do have to mention that this setup does cost about $200, but that's full 1080p 60 frames per second, as much content as you want to record. On the other hand, some of the other ways that are cheaper usually aren't that great. I do have to mention though that there are other ways to record. There's something called Air Server and or Reflector that basically mirror what's on your device onto your computer, and you can record it from your computer. It costs about 15 bucks, but it's not that great in my opinion. There's also other ways to possibly jailbreak your device and use recording software on your device, and I don't recommend that either, for obvious reasons. So let's get started. So here are all the things you may need to record your mobile device. The most important thing is a capture card. You can use any capture card you want, but I always vouch for an Elgato HD60. Works perfect and is fairly cheap. The Elgato comes with two cables. It comes with an HDMI to HDMI cable and also a mini USB to USB cable. And we'll show you guys how this all gets set up in just a second here, but we want to explain everything first. Now, to record from your device, you have to know what device you have and what kind of cable you need for your device. If you have sort of an older one, you probably have a 30-pin connector. So you need a 30-pin connector to an HDMI. Or, if you have a newer device, you most likely have a lightning connector to HDMI. Either way, whatever device you need, you just need something that goes from your device to HDMI. So let's show you guys how it's all set up. So this is what it looks like all set up, but let's make sure you guys understand exactly what we did. We have our device over here, my iPad 2, which has a 30-pin connector. The 30-pin connector is attached to a female HDMI cable. Then we have the male HDMI cable goes all the way up to our Elgato HD60 on the in port. Then we have our mini USB cable that goes all the way through here and goes all the way through to our computer. I just have the USB cable attached right there. And it's as easy as that, guys, to record your mobile device. Well, there are some things that I want to mention really quick, just in case you are troubleshooting. Make sure that your HDMI is attached to the in port on your Elgato HD60, because on the other side there is also an out port. And it seems kind of weird that you have the in and the out and to the USB cable right here as well, but the out cable is meant for when you're playing games like PS4 or Xbox One on your TV. This HDMI cable will go to your TV, and then you can play your games uninterrupted while you record. So that's pretty much all I have for the Apple device. Let's hop into the Android. Before we can get into our Android setup, we have to talk about HDCP protection. It's basically media's way of protecting their copyrighted material. They don't want people to record their movies or whatnot. So with Apple, they have this awesome thing with games and everything. They turn HDCP protection off, but when they come to movies or other things that they want protected, they will have HDCP protection on. Android, on the other hand, has everything HDCP protected, which means it's kind of hard to record, but we do have a way around it, and we'll show you guys how to do that. So here is everything you might need to record your Android device. Again, the most important thing is your capture card. Any capture card should work, but I highly recommend the Elgato HD60. With the Elgato, again, comes an HDMI to HDMI cable and a mini USB to USB cable. Both of these guys, again, come with the Elgato. Then you need to buy one extra cord that goes from your device to HDMI. Also, you need to buy an HDMI splitter. Sadly, I don't have an HDMI splitter, so we're going to have to pretend just a little bit. So let's get it set up for you guys, and we'll explain exactly how things work and why they work this way. Alright guys, so here it is all set up for you. Sadly, I don't own an Android device, and I don't need a splitter, so I don't have either of those things, but I promise you this will work. So we have our pretend Android device right here. This is my iPhone. We need whatever attaches to our Android device, in this case a mini USB, that leads to an HDMI. Then we have this little piece of paper right here, which is our splitter. Again, very, very important because this guy helps with the HDCP recording issue. It basically gets rid of it. We don't have to deal with it anymore, which is awesome. And then we have our HDMI that's coming out of the splitter that leads right into our Elgato, which is the exact same thing as our iOS device recording system. So we have the HDMI to our Elgato, and then our mini USB that leads to the USB of our computer. And that's how we're going to record our Android device. Again, just to troubleshoot a little bit, make sure you have your HDMI cable attached to the in port of your Elgato HD60. Make sure it's not attached to the out port. This is again used for if you're recording PS4 or Xbox One or anything like that. You can have this go to your TV and you can play your games uninterrupted. So that's all I'm going to have for you guys today. Obviously, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you press a like for me, and have a super duper delicious day.